from really deep in space. So I think that this kind of combination of strength and sensitivity, really power and sensitivity of the antennas is what makes them so remarkable and allows us to stay in communication in the vast distances of space.
Yeah, well, there's an iconic ground station called Goldstone that I believe is involved in this mission. So how does that play a role? And it's a NASA facilitation?
Yeah, absolutely. So ESA works closely with other space agencies, providing tracking support via its S-Track network, while NASA's Deep Space Network, for instance, provides tracking support for ESA missions in return. So this kind of global communication global collaboration between space agencies is very important because they can take advantage of these ground stations located in very key regions of the Earth, right? So that really increases our scientific insight in our space missions. So yeah, this is, I think, really, really cool. And specifically for the Hera mission, the communication with the spacecraft will be happening using ESA's 3 deep space antennas located in Spain, Argentina, and Australia. But there is this very crucial part at the beginning of the launch called the launch early orbit phase. So during this phase, we will need additional support, which will be provided by the Goldstone station.
Yeah, so and obviously absolutely critical, and I guess that's what we're going to see acquisition of signal through. Is that right? Okay, so yeah, really important. So there's 2 CubeSats. Presumably they can't talk directly to Earth. So how's that happening?
That is true. So the 2 CubeSats would separate from the main spacecraft once it reaches the asteroid system. And they're very special because each of them has a special operations team located in the ESA's facility in Belgium, Redou. And Hera, in this case, will be like the communications bridge. So it will be receiving information from the spacecraft and sending that information back to us on Earth. And similarly, it will be receiving telecommands that we send from Earth back to the 2 CubeSats. So this is really incredible. Yeah,
that is actually incredible. And yeah, like I said earlier, I love the CubeSats thing. I think deep space communications are really fascinating. It's almost mind-boggling that something so tiny you can talk to it, and so far, I mean, Voyager don't even go there. So yeah, it's amazing. So thanks very much for sharing those insights.
Thank you
so much. So now the moment we've all been waiting for, it's just around the corner. Separation is imminent, and Hera is about to begin its own little independent journey into the vast, inky blackness of space. We're ready to switch over to the SpaceX feed to witness this thrilling event live as Hera prepares to embark on the incredible mission to the Didymos asteroid system. Let's turn to the feed now.
Weather to cooperate. We had a successful ascent, stage separation. We've had the 2 burns of the 2nd stage engine. We've got 1 more major milestone coming up to complete today's mission, which of course is the deployment of the Hera spacecraft from Falcon 9's 2nd stage. That's going to happen just over 30 seconds from now. And you may have noticed when we shut down the engine at the end of the 2nd burn, we were 204 kilometers, a little more than 120 miles above the Earth. If you look at the display on the bottom right of your screen, we've just crossed 7,400 kilometers as we continue to head out into deep space as we have exceeded the velocity to escape from Earth. But right now, let's listen to hear the call out and watch for separation of Hera from the 2nd stage.
Hera separation confirmed.
Great view. We've got successful deployment of the Hera spacecraft.
And with successful payload deployed, that brings our webcast to a close. Today's mission marks SpaceX's 389th overall mission to date and 94th mission of this year. Thank you to the European Space Agency for entrusting us with today's mission, as well as the range for their support. For continuing coverage of the mission, check out @ESA on X. And for continued updates on all of our missions, follow @SpaceX on X and spacex.com/launches. Thank you to all of our viewers for joining us this morning, and we'll see you again soon.
got two people shouting at the screen because they didn't want to see, they wanted to carry on seeing Hera floating towards the Earth, or looking like it's floating towards the Earth, obviously going in completely the opposite direction. What an amazing shot that was. I think that's just incredible. Guys, you must be stoked. I can't stay with you too long because I've got to get over to Andrea.
Yes.
We're now moving towards acquisition of signal, which is when the spacecraft establishes communication with mission control for the first time. So let's check in with Andrea in mission control. Andrea, is it okay for you to talk to us through what's happening as the team prepares for this crucial update?
Yeah, welcome back once more from my side. The most nerve-wracking phase of the launch sequence has started here in mission control. And I would keep silent from now onwards because the colleagues have to focus on what they have to do.
Oh, no. Oh, don't do that.
No, Michael is fired.
Good, for him now. Okay.
I don't hear any.
That's moving.
Acquisition of signal over Goldstone.
We have just heard the flight director Ignacio Tanco confirming successful signal acquisition. This is the best news of the day. And then I let the team go through their checks now.
All stations, we have telemetry. Please proceed with operations.
We have low rates on all axes. On the system one, I see rather inconsistent readings on the solar cells. I see only one with good voltage. Say one, two,
The other stations, so beyond the briefing loop, we confirm acquisition of signal. We are now asserting control over the spacecraft, and mission operations is ready to start operations of the Hera mission.
Okay. So what an incredible day. It's just what we've witnessed, the successful launch of the Hera mission, seen the spacecraft separate in an absolutely beautiful view. We've seen that amazing moment, acquisition of the signal. What an exciting journey. It's the start of something really amazing. So you two, you've been right from the beginning. How are you feeling?
You go first. You me go first. Okay. Okay, so I admit I was wearing my lucky dinosaur socks, but I don't think that
mattered. Any superstitious things that you've done today, or in previous things?
Okay, now I get emotional again.
My mission is to make grown men cry. You know this.
Mission successful. So yeah, indeed, as you can imagine, after so many years, seeing the spacecraft grow at the launch site, last glimpse, we got to I got to kiss goodbye to Hera and tell her, a safe trip.
Yeah, I mean,
don't forget to call home. And she did, and we were here to answer the phone.
Yeah, and she...
Proud dad.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just incredible, and you got to see one of the best bits of space video I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah, we'd like to say we planned that, but we're not sure.
It was absolutely incredible. So, you know, what does this mean to you and for the future of planetary defence?
Well, we're now going back. We're en route. It's a flawless launch, flawless communications. We've got a working spacecraft. We're now on the way back to Didymos and Dimorphos. We'll make those measurements, and we'll make the world a safer place from the impact of asteroids.
Guys, I'm going to let you decompress just for a second, and we're going to just quickly look back in the main control room where we can have a look at all those people working really hard. You know, I mean, talk about a roller coaster. When we look round and we could see some of those really stressed faces, and then suddenly it turns into absolute elation. So now I'm absolutely honoured to welcome Joseph Aschbacher, the Director General of the European Space Agency, to the set. Joseph, what a pleasure to have you in this little in the astronomy dedicated control room. Thanks very much for joining us. So with this successful launch, it's yet another success for ESA. What does this mean for planetary defence and the European Space Agency in general?
I mean, this is such an amazing feeling. I've just been watching these adult men crying and tears running down. I mean, this is just something so special. And no, really, it is fantastic. So we have a mission. This is really amazing. This has been put together in very short time, as we all know, and a lot of stress has been on the teams, on the science teams, on the project team. Really hello to all the project teams over there in the Kennedy Space Center, but also in ESTEC, here in ESOC and across ESA. Thank you for what you have done. This is an amazing job. But also thank you to industry. Industry, you have been working hand in hand with our people. And these have been two just wonderful teams, the industry team on one side and the ESA team on the other side. And this has really been a prime example for me also of new space at work, where we deliver a major spacecraft, almost 1.1 tons of spacecraft, 12 instruments, and really so sophisticated, but in a very short period of time. So really big thank you. But also my member states. We have, of course, we are sitting here in Germany, but Germany also is the biggest contributor to the Hera mission, and the lead contractor also is OHB from Germany. So without all the political support, without all the funding, obviously, but also all the support given by the member states, by the industry team, by our own teams from ESA, this would not be possible. And not to forget also our international partners. Thank you to NASA. NASA, you have shown us the way with the DART mission. You're also very strongly engaged in the science part of the evaluation that will come. And also JAXA, who has contributed an instrument, and I really appreciate this very strong support. So for me, it's an amazing day. It's just wonderful to see that. It's one more example, if I may, where ESA delivers. We have been actually quite a few successes this year, from Ariane 6 to Earth Care and Galileo and Sentinel missions and Vega firing, which we just had, the last Vega mission, and more to come. So yes, this is ESA at its best. We deliver success for Europe. In this case, we deliver success for humankind, because this mission is part of planetary defense, and this is our contribution of ESA to humanity to help us in the future protect our planet.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, it obviously means an absolute great deal. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
right,
Matthew.
We've just got a chance now to have a quick look back in the mission control room, where the energy is high, and I guess the teams will be working extremely hard. Hopefully, Andrea will have made his way back, because I really want to congratulate him. So when he gets back, we'll have this final conversation and have a little chat about what happens next, the really important part of the launch and early orbit phase, or LEOP, one of the most challenging parts of any space mission, crucial for ensuring the spacecraft is operating smoothly after separation, as the team work tirelessly to ensure that everything is on track as Hera begins its journey through space. So I'm thrilled to be joined by two very, very happy men, Paolo and Andrea, fresh from the main control room. I'm going to let them hug. I mean, these.
That was quite a ride.
So Paolo's been describing his feelings, but I'm not going to let you off the hook. And Andrea, how does it feel?
Well, I started working on this kind of mission years ago with Jan Carnelli. It was quite an adventure. I mean, we had to go through several obstacles. Embarking on something like this is not easy at all. It's not the typical approach the agency takes, and I'm super happy that the agency has made this step, and finally we have proof of success. There are lessons learned for sure, but we will learn a lot from this experience, and I'm sure it will be keep the agency with something new.
Amazing. So this is a sort of transition period, isn't it, that you're handing over from operations and to mission. So I've got the two people here. So yeah, try and describe what that's like, and maybe some of the emotions involved with that.
Well, it's very difficult to describe. First of all, the mission is just started, so now everybody is excited to see Dimorphos and see what happened there. But this will be left to the team of operation and also to all the scientific community that will take maximum advantage of the information that Hera will manage to gather. Personally, the project team, instead, after handing over the satellite to the operations team, will immediately move to the next adventure, say after maybe a small deserved celebration. But I was telling you before about the next planetary defense proposed mission, which is Ramses. So starting tomorrow, the team will start to...
Give them a break. No, you've got to get straight on.
It's too good. We really...
momentum.
We really can't help by keep on with the passion on this kind of missions, and we will start full steam on an even more challenging step, and hopefully we will make it another success story for us in the future.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, just seeing it, it's like the passion, I suppose, is what gets us here. I mean, it's really amazing. Thank you so much, Paolo. Now, Andrea, this is your last mission.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I mean, you're an iconic face in mission control. I mean, you know, over the years we've seen you in there. You're almost, you know, you're pretty famous. And this is your last mission. So how's that feeling?
Well, it's a bit mixed feeling. On one side, it's nice to be in the control room. I was missing a bit the action, to be honest. I would have liked being there, pressing a few buttons. I think what is very nice is actually to see a new generation of mission controllers having grown up to the level that they can take over this completely. And I think this is what makes me most proud of what I've done here. And it's indeed, it's the last mission. It's not the end of my career, but it's the end of my career here in ESA. And I'll keep flying high.
Yeah, so with that, it would be an absolute honour for me if you would try and wrap up the show for us.
Well, I think it's very, very stimulating to have seen this first step in space of the space safety program. I think is a fundamental societal need. We live in space, we operate in space, we work in space, and we rely on space. So our environment is a resource, it's exactly as the Earth. And so we have to protect, we have to develop it, we have to defend ourselves from this and preserve it over time. So this is very, very extremely positive for the agency, positive for Europe. And I think if I were a European taxpayer, I would be proud of an agency that embarks on something like this. And okay, now I want to see everybody back in 2 years for the arrival at Didymos. This is what I want to see now next. Yeah. So that's it from my side.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. And yeah, I feel in safer hands knowing that you two are trying to look after the planet. It's amazing. So if today we thank you so much for tuning in. Today we've had some incredible milestones with the Hera mission, ESA's efforts and planetary defence. It's been a really exciting journey. There's still so much to come when we actually get out to Didymos. So if you want to stay updated on the Hera and all of ESA's incredible missions, be sure to follow us at esa.int and across ESA's social media channels. And if today has really inspired you, why not take it a step further and come and work for these guys? ESA's always looking for passionate individuals to join their team. So if you've dreamed of working in space exploration, now's your chance. Apply esa.int/careers. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.